I say, whoa, not there. It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, back with another video on the Mickey Flick Wheel. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Uh, I really don't be having a whole lot. Sometimes I do, or something I want to talk about, and sometimes I just put it on my calendar just to drop a video, just to have some level of consistency. And I do enjoy covering, the news and current events and so on and so forth. This will piggyback off, I think, a video I did just about financial gurus. So I came across some information. I already knew this was the case. And the banking system is broken and flawed, over leveraged, so on and so forth. The debt-based society, and just that whole rigmarole. So I came across some information on. Well, I don't watch the news, but I get various outlets of news like YouTube shorts, so on and so forth, whatever. And they were talking about how, I guess, the Fed had came out and said that a lot of the smaller regional banks are at risk. And of course, they're always at risk. The government's always, every 3 to 4 months in danger of defaulting. I think part of it is, keep like a fear kind of environment brewing, or an uneasiness, uncertainty rather. But eventually, of course, I don't think anyone knows when. I truly believe that the Most High is propping things, like they're propping things up by, printing up money and all that type of crap. But I think the Most High is actually upholding it, because once the dollar falls, the banking system, so on and so forth, like it'll have a trickle effect around the world. And I guess no one can accurately predict when it'll happen, but at some point it has to happen. I believe the cognitive dissonance of all of this is because it's never happened, even though we've had, the housing, what was that, the banker bailout housing crash with Obama, and, you know what I mean, just these various things ever since then, the Patriot Act and whatever. Even though we've seen flashes of it, it's almost like a doctor, and you had, like, okay, the doctor says you're obese, right? So you should start, exercising, drinking water, sleep, less stress, whatever, right? But you continue to contribute to the behaviors that lead to you being obese. You're getting more obese, but somehow you're in delusion of how your obesity will tie to your quality of life. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the average American can actually picture, even though we'll see these various, news outlets cover it, or, someone on, I don't know, a TikTok or Facebook, give you tangible evidence. It's still kind of brushed to the side. I think that's because of maybe the jabule, coupled with, the ease and convenience and comfort of life here to a degree. The ability to be distracted with pleasure. Like the Goody Mob song, who was that, CeeLo? He was like, my mind won't allow me to not be curious. My folk don't understand and say they don't take it serious. You know what I mean? But eventually this have to happen. And not normally, but it put, like, hearing news like that, even though I know it and have been known it, it'll put me on scramble. Like, let me hurry up, do this, da, 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 da. I'm way past that point. Like, I take my proper preparations, but you can have all the, let's say, gold and silver, or guns, land, whatever. It might help sustain for a period of time, but unless you're given wisdom by the Most High, or, you know what I mean, you have a spiritual base, you won't be able to navigate it, because most, let's say, quote unquote, chosen ones are used to going without. They're used to, being shunned. They're used to not fitting in. So they would bear a whole lot better spiritually, mentally, emotionally with people who have the illusion of the society and the rug pulled out from under them all at once. This ain't nothing new. You know what I'm saying? I've been living in uncertain times. Like, I've been not knowing what's going to happen day to day, and I've been sustained. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd have no desire to be a part of the world, because the world been rejecting me. And I was kind of always, like, not agreeing with it. But then you'll kind of, like, there are certain things about that can kind of chime you in to some degree. But I never really got fully immersed, because I just can't fit in, even if I tried. So ain't no, so now with me being more self-actualized, ain't no point. And why would I want to, like Martin Luther King said, why would I want to integrate into a burning building, especially at such a late stage in the game? I guess the only a benefit would be maybe you can get what you can hurry up get before it fall apart. But then it's just like leaving the gang. Like, you just don't get to walk away and like, okay, you know what I'm saying? You want to go on with your line. You know, you got to fight to get out. You know what I'm saying? But most of us are already out anyway. We see the writing on the wall now. You know what I'm saying? We've been through hell and back twice. So this ain't, and more oftentimes than not, because of the journey a quote unquote chosen one had to walk, um, it's nothing new. Like, we're not necessarily, like, our ego and image. Well, I'll speak for myself. My ego and image isn't tied to anything the world has to offer, like a job, a title, a social grouping. You know what I'm saying? I think any confidence a quote unquote chosen one would have would be in relation to what the Most High has walked them through and the skill sets and internal attributes they've gained along the process. Like, I've had some, you know, I think we've all to some degree had some bad things happen, or betrayals, you know, financial losses, you know, living day to day, not knowing how things are going to turn out, you know, whatever. And unbeknownst to us at the time, we've actually gotten stronger and more wiser because of it. Like, if I truly had, and I can say this now, even though it sounds crazy, if I had $1 million or knowledge and wisdom and discernment, I'll take the knowledge, wisdom, and discernment, because they can show me how to navigate without the $1 million, and can also show me how to get the $1 million. But if I just got $1 million and you don't have no knowledge, wisdom, and discernment, you're not going to be ability to discern or see things for what they truly are beyond the surface level. Like, and I've had to, you know, experience. You got money, you got all these friends, and then come to discover. And I seen signs of it. I just kind of dismissed it. It wasn't like they totally duped me. I was just more along the lines of, well, ain't nobody perfect, or I'm pretty confident like they're not gonna like unalive me. You know what I'm saying? Even though they don't care nothing about me. You know what I'm saying? Um, but that's basically, you know, just what I wanted to cover. And it's actually a good thing. Now, at the time, I used to wonder, like, yo, and I ain't perfect by a long shot, but my heart do be in the right place. I try to do right by folk. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have that, like, I'm a bamboozler or I'm a get over artist, even though I have a skill set to do it. And I did it for a short season of life. I'm like, man, this ain't nothing to be proud of. I feel like I'm destroying these people, yo. And I've been said this, and I was still drinking and cutting up. I said, man, my ascension to the top can't be paved on a road of destroying other people's lives or leading them astray, yo. You know what I'm saying? That's why I like had this great, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? This great adversarial view towards, like, the fake preacher man, the bamboozler, the one who's propped up by or behind the scenes by the puppeteers and, you know, controlled opposition. You know what I'm saying? These people are not wanting to go to jail, like back in, like with the Black Panthers and Malcolm X. Them people not trying to go no jail. Like, all your so-say leaders, I don't know where they come from, or influence. These people ain't trying to go no jail. These people not gonna go out, you know what I'm saying, for the cause. You know what I'm saying? They're using the cause to promote themselves, to further assimilate themselves into the dominant society. And you see that because then they go move with white folk, to hang with white folk, or those social groupings. But you're not gonna catch Umar on the street corner with the brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because he might come from that environment, but just like the animal kingdom, right? And take me, I'm not from Baltimore City, but I've lived in Baltimore off and on for 7 years, which was probably the most vexing and also the most empowering time of my life, looking back on it. So I can go to Baltimore and not be viewed as a lick because I had the smell on me. Like, people talk to me, or whoever I talk to, and I talk to all type of people, whatever. And then, let's say if I'm in Baltimore, like, they can tell I'm different, or they feel comfortable around me. But everybody says I got good energy. But then they'll be like, but you done been through some shit. Yes, sir. You better believe it. Which then gives credence to, the words that I'm saying. It's just like I just came out some college class. Then I stepped foot on the street corner. I don't know nothing about nothing. It's almost like, living life is almost like living in the animal kingdom to a certain degree. You have to know how to navigate to the terrain. Like a lion will know another lion because he can smell him in the area, or he can tell what type of lion he is based on certain cues he gives off that are nonverbal. You know what I'm saying? That's why we paying nigga no mind, because everybody tough guy. I don't know, I'm kind of going off track here, but, in the New York, everybody tough, everybody want to be a gangster. So they can basically get, access to low-grade women. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what a prize. But more often times than not, I ain't never seen you do none of the stuff you say. I haven't seen it in your mannerisms, on your disposition. Like, if you didn't talk about it, I couldn't tell. That's why they talk about it. To hopefully, help you forget the fact that you ain't seen them do none of it. But all the people I knew that was showing up like that, you really couldn't even tell. They chill and, maybe stay to themselves or just be whoever they is. But then you instantly tell, depending on the situation that arises. But this one was supposed to be more so about just the banking system and how America's done. And it's just another aspect of how America's done. Banking system, finished, done. Society at large, finished, done. Relationally, men, women dynamic, done. A lot of times, parent-kid dynamic, done. I'm struggling with that myself. The medical system, if that's what you want to call it, done. You know what I'm saying? The helping industries of hospitals and rehabs and like 501c3 social, especially if black people in charge, done. That's another group I despise. I don't know if it's in the Most High will, but at some point I want to be able to go after these people and call them out, because they just can't get away with this. I understand, maybe certain wicked people, maybe at the top, don't maybe get their just desserts here on earth. But these mid-level, you know what I'm saying, fake preachers and, you know what I'm saying, so-say community activists, man, they got to get it here and now, let me tell it. They got to be exposed. And then, the society's so dumbed down, you can expose them, but people still might rock with them because they tell them the lie they want to hear. That's another thing I realized. Like, not nobody, but the vast majority of people you run into may know the truth, but they don't want to operate in the truth. And I think that was part of my issue as far as getting sober. I seen it before what it was, but I'm like, why I got to be like this? But at some point, I just transitioned. I started dealing with reality outside and inside. Such as, it's going to take me a haul. Like the old school folk tell you, pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Nobody care. Ain't nothing get all better. I mean, I wish it was different, but it is what it is, and I just deal with it. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and shut this one off. And I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Ooh, ah.